Yo, what's FD doing? FD like added me earlier today and was like, when are you going to be streaming? And then I told him, but then he never responded. What is he up to? Like he's watching a debate? Is that true?
He's changed perspectives in life. And he jumped in, and this is going to be a recurring theme in this conversation that they have, is he attributes Abba's change in perspective to getting money.
Who the f is Sneako? Who is Sneako? Who is this guy? Who the f is Sneako? Anybody know who this guy is? Abba and Preach debate Sneako on Red Pill. Good lord. Or Sneako? Sneako? Is it Sneako or Nico? Or S Nico? Who is this guy? Does anybody know who he is? Manosphere dude? Sneako's a Manosphere guy? Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I've not been caught up with all your videos like we talked before, but Chad is saying that you're kind of—
What the f is this setup? Why is the chat going over his own head? What's happening? Is this his like collection of videos or something? What the hell is going on over here? He has Sacred Tapestry? Oh, he is a what the fuck? What's happening? Why does he have like the eyebrow slit? What the fuck is this, like 2015? Isn't Abba and Preach Manosphere too? They're like a little Manosphere adjacent. They're not like crazy Manosphere or anything. Nah. They're like, I don't know, they're like a little bit more normie pilled.
You ride the fence a little bit. I think Playback does the same thing. I think a lot of commentary channels, they want to go red pill, and they decide to take, like, if they make one red pill video, they'll balance it out by doing like a woke video in turn so that you have more mass appeal. Do you think that's what you do?
No, but why do you think that's what we do? Why do you think—
Okay. I can see this guy. I see this guy already. I see. So, and he thinks they're secretly based and they want to be based, but they don't want to be called out because if they were like me, then they wouldn't be able to get mass appeal, even though I have 300,000 subs, I guess. They wouldn't be big like me, even though I have a massive channel. They wouldn't be big, even though these guys are, you know, even though I have a massive channel already, and these guys already have a massive channel, and people who are like me have bigger channels than even these guys, they wouldn't have big channels. And so that's why they can't be like me. And so they do, but they like have to hide it. It's kind of weird. So it's the idea that like every single person who I get vibes that they may even like be partly like on my side, they are fully on my side, or they think that they are, but they have to like kowtow to like the woke mob. They don't like just believe things because they believe it. They believe it because they want money or something. I mean, I feel like a lot of this type of stuff is projection typically, because these guys like to just believe a lot of stuff because it gives them money, and they like to fleece a lot of sad, lonely men because they love giving money, right?
You think that we're doing that
To get a wider audience and so that you don't get canceled.
Right, I understand the intention that you're putting behind. I understand like the mentality. Why do you think that we're doing it? What have you seen from us that convinces you that we're being disingenuous?
I don't know about disingenuous, but yeah, look.
Well, that is what you're insinuating, which is
Yeah.
fine. Why do you think that?
Hey, I think you're being disingenuous about your beliefs. Why you say I'm disingenuous? I wouldn't say disingenuous. What is this guy? I already see that he's fucking stupid. All right. Is Abba and Preach kind of problematic? I don't know. Probably. They're like normies. I would imagine they are. Your average person has like some pretty bad beliefs in their head. So maybe. I don't know. I don't watch them really.
Maybe it's not intentionally disingenuous, but maybe you are trying to appeal to everybody, and you're trying to, like, it might be like red pill is just the truth. Like, I feel like
okay.
there's no doubt in my mind that what's really going on, about the gender war that's going on, about the spiritual warfare, about what's really happening in the world.
Spiritual
and then
warfare.
You'll make some videos that kind of like tote the line.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they could just be a complicated person with not just like one like buzzword belief system, and they could have like ideas from something and then ideas from like something else, and not that they're just lying to people for money because you think that everybody is like out to get you or something and you need to seek therapy? You ever think about that?
You see what I'm saying? And Playback, like, I talked to Agent, and like whenever I say that, like, they'll make a red pill video and then immediately make a woke video, and then he laughed when I said that, which if they laugh, then that's how I know it's true.
Okay.
Okay, that's a wild reach, but I get what you're saying. I would say to you, maybe I don't understand this. Why is it that because I agree with some of what you say, because I don't agree with everything that you say, I'm inherently disingenuous, or I'm coming at this from like I'm trying to appeal to a group?
Well, at the same time, I'm behind. I need to catch up on your videos. But what's your take on the manosphere?
Okay. Hypothetically, even
Okay, so he doesn't know anything. This guy is fucking stupid. What the hell is this? Why is he talking so fast? I have this at 0.25 speed.
If it's not me, all right, let's say you're not talking about me. Let's say you're talking about Playback. Is
Yeah.
it not possible that Playback agrees with certain things within the red pill community, but not everything?
Maybe I think a lot of people are brainwashed and people don't want to fully agree with someone because it's provocative and because you come off aggressive. So this is a general take I hear from a lot of people who watch my videos or watch Fresh and Fit or the Manosphere stuff. Andrew Tate, any of that? They'll say like, "Oh, I agree with some things, but not everything." But in my opinion, it's just the genuine. How often do you hear that? I agree with some stuff, but not everything.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
That just seems like a hello? Is this guy okay? That just seems like a normal reaction. I agree with some things, but not everything. Wow. Incredible.
Because it's just people's way, I think, of inserting their opinion. And it's just
Okay. So
That's
here's
their
my
opinion.
All right.
Okay.
I am not a religious person whatsoever. However, I do think there's some aspects of religion I think are really good.
Okay.
Be it the idea of that they formulate good communities, that they commune everybody together for Sunday churches, so people spend time together, that they give people a set of certain values, be it like love your neighbor, this and that. But when they talk about shit like stoning gay people, I'm like, maybe you lose me.
Okay.
Or when they talk about certain shit like, you can't fuck before marriage, maybe you lose me.
Has he not
Is
thought
it not
about this
possible
before?
that
This
I
hasn't
see
crossed his
certain
mind
aspects?
before?
Well, I think most of life is a middle ground.
Okay. Do you think that there's a gender war going on?
Well, no, hold on. We switching topics right now. Can we not just stick to this before we go to something else?
I agree with what you're saying.
Okay. So then let's go back because you initially started this with you felt like me, Playback, a couple other groups of people were being maybe a bit disingenuous because we were trying to appeal to the mainstream. I guess the point I'm trying to relate to you is that me having been part of the pickup artist community when I was coming in as a young man, and me learning from a lot of that stuff, there was a lot from that I could take that was helpful to me. And so I always repeat this stuff. And if you go through my videos, you'll see I repeat a lot of the same shit. I never said the pickup community is perfect. I said some of the shit that they taught me is fantastic. And I even repeat a lot of that stuff. But it's not because I repeat some of that stuff that I think everything is wonderful. And most of the folks who I looked up to in the pickup artist community when I was there at like age 19, 20, they grew out of it. And they tell you in later years, oh, I changed my mind about certain things because life experience, it makes me realize that certain things that I believed when I was younger no longer apply. I'm just saying the same could apply for a lot of other folks in regards to most things, be it the way you view voting.
Yeah, I just don't think that this guy Sneako, just from what I've seen so far, it doesn't seem like he has good critical thinking skills at all, which is, that's not surprising to me since he's like a manosphere guy.
I view women at 18 is not the way that I view women at 32. You get what I'm saying?
How do you view women
that
now?
changed? Of course not. Because it's not the same.
How do you view women now?
I mean, it's complicated. I don't view women necessarily monolithically. I've dealt with all kinds of women. I've dealt with women who are shallow. I've dealt with women who are just after money. I've dealt with women who are down for me no matter what, who literally cut off their own arm to be around. Like I've done and had the opportunity to meet so many different women. So what are we talking about right now when you say that? It's a very broad thing. It's like, how do you feel about men? Well, what does that even mean? Like,
I can answer that question. How I feel about men. I think I get that from streaming. I've realized that there's a lot of men are getting lonelier, men are getting sadder, and they don't really realize what's going on. And if you live stream, you can see the amount of people like asking me to watch like black pill stuff and like this depressing content. And you see a lot of the guys who spend money, like the fact that the OnlyFans industry is booming right now. The amount of guys watching hot tub live streams is booming. The amount of guys on Instagram getting sadder, looking at these girls that are never going to give them an ounce of attention. Like that is having a large effect on Western men. And so I think there's a lot of generalizations you can accurately say about gender. When if you talk about like the next generation of men, you could see it's clearly changing. And I think that they're suppressing what makes men naturally men.
Okay, so I think we can go through some of that. If you want to say like, men are dealing with higher levels of depression, they're checking out more than ever, then that's something that we could talk about, sure. But when you asked me the question about women, I didn't know what exactly you mean about women. So you'd have to be more specific. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to say like, yo, the OnlyFans shit's fucked up. I'm not timid.
Okay.
All right. So
I'm
cool with that. So tell me, we got to be precise. We can't just speak in generalities. Oh, the world's fucked up. Well, how's it fucked up?
I can give you reasons why it's fucked up if you ask me that.
I don't know. Is Sneako like, is he like Hispanic or something? I was about to say like, this is, I don't know, like a lot of people like this. Good Lord, his channel's dead. Oh, hilarious. Oh, you know what? We may even be able to get a debate with this guy. You know what? This guy also kind of looks like Noel Miller. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, Noel. I'm sorry. I really like Noel. Why men simp? Reacts to Kevin Samuels. That guy's dead as fuck. What the heck? This guy releases like 20 videos a day? What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 videos a day? What? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first off, let's go thread by thread because right now we're jumping from one topic to the next. So I just want to.
But it's all related. I think it's all related.
It's all related, but I think for us to have a coherent conversation, we have to
stick to one thing. Okay. So let me ask you. Can I start with a question? What is your general opinion on the manosphere?
My opinion on the manosphere, at least from like a lot of the content creators that I've seen, I think there's a need for it, which is what I've always said. There's a need for content that kind of helps you guide young men because we don't have any tools. I just think that a lot of the people who are doing the leading aren't very good at their job. But I also say, I'm not going to be one of them people who's going to take over the spot. So I can't even knock them that hard for trying to do what they do. But sometimes I like to have a laugh at some of the goofy shit I hear. I'm like, I ain't buying that. So
Yeah,
that's
like
how I
your
feel.
girlfriend
Streaming
needs to
right
delete her
now.
Instagram.
That is true, but we also have like things to cover right now, and I won't be. I may not be able to stream tomorrow.
The girlfriend. So I've had this conversation with
Sorry.
Like your girlfriend needs to delete her Instagram.
shit I hear. I'm like,
Yeah.
I ain't buying that. So
Yeah.
So the thing is, I understand this worldview. Personally, for me, everybody thinks something differently. You could think, is something that actively poisons you, is that better than you being starved? You know, it's kind of like that. You know what? It's kind of like Minecraft. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Minecraft. You know, you ever been playing Minecraft and you're in a position where you don't have any food and the only food that you have is like rotten flesh? And so you're like, and you're like already starving. And you're taking like tick damage from starving. Ooh, you know? And you're like, I could eat the rotten flesh, which could starve me more, or I can just like take the tick damage. Like, what's it going to be? You know, which way, Western gamer? And so it's kind of like that. Like, what are you going to pick? To eat the rotten flesh or to just continue starving, right? And so I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to give props to the people who are actively poisoning and killing guys, but I understand you taking a bite of the forbidden flesh because you're starving. You know what it's like being like a guy in this type of environment? It's kind of like being shipwrecked adrift in the ocean and you're thirsty. You're surrounded by water, but you can't drink any of it, or else you'll get even more. It's super counterintuitive. You're thirsty and you need water, but you can't drink any of the water out there. And if you do, you'll get even more thirsty and dehydrated and you could die quicker, right? And so it's kind of like that. And you're kind of lost and you don't know necessarily what to do. Are you going to take a sip of the forbidden salty water and have the possibility of getting sick or even more dehydrated and dying because of the salt, or are you just going to sit on the wrath and dehydrate? And I can't really blame somebody for being like, I'm gonna take a sip. You know, if I can't do anything, I might as well do something. You know,
that's how I
Like
feel.
your girlfriend needs to delete her Instagram.
The girlfriend. So I've had this conversation many times. My issue isn't that the girlfriend needs to delete the Instagram. My issue reason is just some of the reasons that they say is goofy. Like if you want to say your girl doesn't want it, you don't want to have Instagram because you don't want her thirst trapping or having her ass out online. I'm like, that's perfectly sensible to say you don't want your girlfriend doing that. You get what I'm saying? Me, it's the whole double speak that these guys do. Where it's like, oh, my girl can be thirst trapping, but if I want to do it, it's perfectly fine. It's like, okay. Yeah, if you're making millions of dollars and you one of them high value dudes, that's fine. But most of the motherfuckers watching your shit are poor. So them rules don't apply to them. So let's talk about real people. Let's not just talk about what rich niggas do.
So do you think maybe it's not that you're being disingenuous, but that you appeal to normal people rather than trying to elevate people?
Sneako, at the end of the day, most people are never going to be filthy
Elevate
rich.
people.
You're the exception. You're the 1%. That's not possible
I'm
for
not filthy
everybody.
rich. I'm not rich, but like I tell my chat every day, like
You are.
I'm rich.
Whether you realize it, whether Sneako.
I mean, compared to your average person, yes, most people are working paycheck to paycheck, and like if they pop a tire, their year's finances or multiple years' finances are over, right? Like that's what most people live by. Most people make less than $50,000 a year. So yes, if he's making more than that, which he probably is, yes, you are rich to your average person, 100%. Sorry.
You make well over six figures.
Yeah,
you are less than 1%.
I'm still like my student loans are being paid off this week. So
Okay, I don't care.
I'm in debt.
Okay, what? Oh, my student loans are being paid this week. Hello? There's some people who are never going to pay their student loans. There's a I read an article earlier yesterday where I read that there was a the fastest growing number of people who have student loan debt, outstanding student loan debt, are people between like 30 and 60. It's like I read a story. It's this one of the most horrifying stories I've ever heard in my entire life. There was a woman who took like $20,000 in $16,000 in student loan debt in like 1960 or something along those lines. She's 92. She now owes $300,000 in student loan debt. Okay, buddy, I'm happy for you. Most people you're watching are never going to pay off their student loan debt. Period. You are insane.
It doesn't matter whether your projected income for this year and for the next subsequent years, you are less than 1%.
It's projected because I'm putting in the work. But right now,
I don't disagree.
On paper, I have negative money.
I'm not disagreeing with you that you didn't work hard. I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is the rules of dating that exist for you as somebody who's making a lot more money, who has a lot more flexibility, are not going to be the same rules of dating that exist for the everyday person. Do you understand that?
Okay, that's fair. But
Does this guy like use his brain at all? Does this guy spend any time thinking about anything that he says? I know the answer is no, but like, I have to keep asking the question because it still baffles my mind every time like Abba's like, here's a normal thing. And he's like, huh, okay, that's fair.
But shouldn't we encourage men to strive to be high value men instead of just accepting their place on the totem pole?
No, I don't think you should be pushing people to strive to be that.
Men should be complacent?
Because here's the thing. It's one thing to say, hey guys, if you want to get to this level, cool, congratulations. Most people are never going to get to live that life.
But they
understand
try to. A lot of guys give. Okay, but here's my problem with it. A lot of guys give up, and instead of admitting where they're at or trying to improve, they make up excuses for why. Like they'll say the crypto guys that I'm doing videos with, they got lucky with their investments. It's like, no, you don't get lucky. Like being smart puts you in lucky positions. Everybody can get it now. The internet allows everyone to be rich. You're making that face, but
Internet allows everyone to be rich. Everyone can be rich, just internet. No, you can't. No, you absolutely can't. No, you can't. Like, it takes money to make money. Like, what are you saying? This guy is so disconnected. I don't know. I feel really bad for the guys who are like working at Target and think like watching this guy and donating to him is going to make them rich. So sad. I'm telling you, dude, fleecing sad young men is probably like the biggest way that these guys make money. Well, I know for a fact it's the biggest way that these guys make money. It's probably like one of the easiest grifts that you could possibly do. It's so easy to fleece like sad young guys and get like boku bucks out of them. Like these sad young men who are never going to have like anywhere near the amount of money that this guy does are making this guy richer and richer just for the sole fact of him wanting to be able to abuse more women, because the more money you have, the easier it is to abuse people. It's incredible. It's incredible. I want to say that they deserve each other, but honestly, the guys like who are being, fleeced, they don't deserve that. They deserve better. Here's the thing, and I know this is going to make a lot of them mad. I would 110,000% think your money would be far better spent giving it to an OnlyFans girl and paying like $15 a month for a good OnlyFans that you can like jerk off to after you get home from work than it would be like paying like this guy. 100%. Because at least you get something fun and interesting to watch, right? Like if you pay an OnlyFans girl who really does put a lot of hard work into her craft and it's great porn, then like there's no difference from that and like paying to go to the movies, honestly, at that point. These guys actively make your life worse.
money now is all numbers on your phone.
Okay.
Okay, Sneako, you understand that the whole principle of riches is the whole idea of abundance? That if you have an abundance, somebody has to have less?
Yeah, but
Whoa. Hello, socialist Aberrant Preach. Money is a zero-sum game. Interesting. I did not expect him to have this position. Wealth and money is a zero-sum game. Not everybody can be rich, which is true. Not everybody can be rich. If everybody was rich, then nobody would be working to make other people rich.
everybody watching this stream has an internet connection, so we all have the capability to get there.
We all have the capability to get that, but it's only the resources are finite. It's not possible for everybody to be filthy rich. It's not possible.
It is.
Is he an economist? Has he broken the laws of economics? Has he learned that every single person can be filthy rich? Oh my gosh, he's done it. He's discovered an infinite money glitch. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't just look like a GTA character. Maybe he is a GTA character. I'm not sure. I don't. Here's the wild thing. Here's how I like to think of it. Honestly, like these sorts of anybody. Yes, true. Anybody does not equal everybody. Okay. Here's kind of like how I like to think about it. You don't have to tell me how much money that you make because it's not important. But everybody in the stream at the moment has the access to a Lamborghini. Okay. Every single last one of you. You have access to a Lamborghini. It is true. You could go to a Lamborghini dealership at this very moment and go talk to the dealers and everything and go like, you may even be able to test drive a Lamborghini. It's true. Every single person has access to a Lamborghini and a Lamborghini dealership. Not everybody has access to be able to drive one home, and especially not drive one home without the police following you. You know, that's not true. It's not possible. Aaron Preach strike me as normies with center left beliefs. Yeah, I think that's just who they are. They're just normies.
It is. If they have a phone, it is. There's no excuse anymore. With the phone connection, all the information's online. All the stuff that I've learned about how to make videos, about how to make money, have been from YouTube tutorials. Everything. We all have the capability to get rich. And like I think you saying that is like encouraging complacency when because it's getting so much harder for men, we should not encourage that behavior. Like
No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not trying to encourage people to be complacent. What I'm trying to tell you is that your paradigm is all fucked up. The idea that everyone can be rich is one, not backable by any fucking economist in the world. Nobody would ever say everybody could be rich. However, what I am trying to say is you don't need to be rich to lead a good life, to live a life of happiness. I don't know about you and where you've lived specifically, but I've had the luxury of living all over. Even in the States, when I go to the South, a lot of people out there aren't talking about being filthy rich. If they can have their home, have their farm, have their land, have their guns, have their wife, they're happy. Not everybody needs to be quote unquote rich to live a good life. And when you sell this paradigm to people, you're inherently making it so that vast majority of your audience who buy into this will always be unhappy because they'll never be able to reach something that is not, it's not feasible for everybody.
Why
so
is it
what
not
I'm
feasible
trying to,
for everybody? If we all have a phone and interconnection and we could all download Coinbase, Gemini, we could all make content, we could all, there's an e-com, there's a million fucking ways to make money online.
I think you'd have to probably sit down with an economist for him to break down all the numbers for you.
Why?
But what I'm, because
Why can't the economy be everybody rich? Why can't economy be everyone CEO? Well, talk to an economist. Why? Why would I talk to an expert in the economy and money? Why? Okay.
because you're asking me how to explain the breakdown of resources in the world and how not everybody can have an abundance. If everyone has an abundance, the word abundance doesn't even exist. Richness nearly determines that you have more than others.
Well,
You understand that?
To get rich in the first place, you need to accept the realities of the world and that things are unfair, and you need to apply yourself.
Okay,
And
okay,
most
okay,
people-
okay.
Most people
I'll
hear what
do
you're
it.
saying. A lot of people hear what you're saying and just accept, yeah, I'm never going to be rich.
Wait, if it's unfair and not he just explained not everybody can be rich and it is unfair, but also everybody can be rich and it is fair because if you have an internet connection like almost everybody does, then you can be rich. What is happening? Sneako be like, poor households, 81% have a microwave. You have a microwave. What do you mean you're poor? They have refrigerators too. Also, it's wild that 81% only have 20% don't have a microwave.
Rich, and then they won't. If you think that way, you will not get rich. But if you think it's possible, I have to get rich or die trying, more likely than not, you will.
More likely or not, you will die. It's not more likely than not you will be rich. It's more likely or not you will die. I'm sorry. That's not how that works. I don't know. It seems like he's just a child.
Sneako, this is like one of those things where I feel like people think everyone's the main character. Okay. No, not everyone is the main character. Some people are side characters. Some people are really good role players within a storyline. Not everyone gets to be a main character. Not everyone gets to live by the same rule. Not everyone gets to be a king. Okay. There are kings, there are jesters, there are other people, but not everyone gets to live at the top. That's just not the way the world is built.
But the world for average men now is getting harder and harder. Like, the average man is invisible now.
I'm not sure if that's necessarily true. Your average human being is invisible. That's how being average works. If you're average, yes, you are invisible. That's how averages work. Okay.
I don't disagree with that. So we can talk about that. But the solution to that is not making everyone a high value man. Even Kevin Samuels will tell you that's not even possible. God rest his soul. That's not possible for everyone to be filthy rich, which is why Kevin always talked about encouraging these women to understand the importance of a blue collar person and to be respectful of them, because the guy doing your plumbing is extremely important to society.
He's 23. How do you feel being the same age as this dumbass? Well, he's stupid. He's 23. This is why I say, like, even though I'm 23, I am not an adult. I am a baby. Because of this, I still have there's not much difference between me and him because he's still baby brain. I'm still baby brain. Thankfully I've just used my baby brain for better things than he has.
And even though he might not be the most rich person, he still brings the ability to give you stability. His goal with what he was saying wasn't that everybody.
Yeah. Also, he's paying off his student loans at 23. Most people aren't even done with college by 23. But okay.
You got to be rich and all these thoughts got to get with kings. No, what he was trying to say is that your standards are unreasonable and that you don't deserve that. So relax. You understand? You can't just sit there and
relax and calm down.
Yes.
What I am telling them is that everyone trying to buy into this whole like I'm gonna get rich one day is making them miserable because it's not possible. So
how is it not possible? Like I don't understand. You're telling me to ask an economist, but you're also saying just give up. It's not possible, but it is. If you have a phone,
okay. So point me to one place on the society where everyone's rich. Where's the society on the planet?
Applies themselves because look, the rules of the game now, all of capitalism is a game. And since birth, they suppress you and tell you to go into these worlds, go into debt at school, get this job here, do this, take your meds. And so instead of like realizing that they can't get it, they apply themselves, they give up.
All right, guys, who didn't take their meds today? Because you're on the right track, apparently. I didn't take my meds, mostly because I haven't picked them up from Walgreens again. I forgot. I have to do that tomorrow.
It is possible, but the game is rigged against them, so the rich get richer and the poor get poorer.
Okay.
Wait, the game is rigged against them. The game is rigged against them, but you can get rich anyways?
Okay. So
that's not true.
Are you saying throughout all of society and all of world history, the reason why there wasn't an entire society of rich people is because they didn't work hard enough?
Is because not because they didn't work hard enough, but they've been brainwashed to think that they need to relax and calm down, that they need to accept their place in society instead of striving for more. And the reason
just so you know, this is why they're not rich, is because they're doing things like this. They're donating him money. Why didn't you guys donate me money like this? What the fuck? Where are my constant donations. What the fuck? See, this is unironically, I'm not gonna lie, being like a shitlord, being a bad person pays really well. Under capitalism, being a horrible human being pays really well. Being like a good person does not pay. There's a good reason why so many people go off to be like bad human beings. It's because they get a lot of money for it. They get a lot of money from it. Like this guy, he's getting paid boku bucks by being a shitlord. What is this? I have a confession. What? Cuties, what is this? Cutie, what? It's his favorite film? What? Is this a real video by him? Is this not a goof?
Hey, if I ever wanted to get canceled, this is the video. I saw Cuties last night and it was pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. I went in ready to hate like everybody else. I saw the cover and I got clickbaited. So did you. You got clickbaited. This is one of the movies that's gonna age well.
Clickbait? You call this clickbait? What? That's bait? I think the term you're looking for is not clickbait. I think the term you're looking for is jailbait. You get clickbaited by children?
Well, like right now the outrage is really strong, so saying something like this video probably already has half dislikes. And I even tweeted like, Cuties is clickbait. This was a pretty good movie. And everybody replying like, I'm unfollowing you. This is the limit, Sneako. This is the limit. I can guarantee you, none of you saw the fucking movie, dummies. How do you criticize a movie that you didn't see? What's really funny is how different the covers are for the release time, because to them, this is a movie about growing pains, about child dancing to WAP. There's some boys in this. The thing about Cuties is it's not an unrealistic film. Like, yes, it shows children in a sexual way, but this is not unusual now. And the people who are...
So here's the thing. I can't believe we have to bring this back up again. We made a video about this a while ago, and I made like a similar point. But when it comes to this movie, sure, that's real, but the way in which like you depict certain things is important, and some things can get gratuitous. Now, like, you know, little content warning. CSA is real. You having like a full like CSA scene where you like show everything in a movie, I don't know if there's like a need for that, you know? I don't think there's really a need to show that. There's a way for you to like describe that or go about it without just straight showing it, you know? Sometimes you can tell. Sometimes it is better to tell and not show, you know? Sometimes it is better to do that. And so because of that, I'm not sure if you like know about like where Cuties came from, but it is a French movie about how they showed that. No, I'm giving an example. So this movie was actually made from somebody who was like abused, you know, more sexually and like used sexually when they were like a younger and like a kid and stuff like that, right? And how like their sexuality was like made it's supposed to like, it was like made money, and so it's supposed to like depict that sort of stuff, especially in like French society, and like how we have forced how we like monetize the bodies of like children, right? And like sexualize, and how much of an issue that is. That's the point, right? But the problem of the movie wasn't necessarily like the point that they were trying to make. The problem of the movie for us in particular was how in which they described it, or how in which they went about making that point. Because you can make a good point, but you can make a good point in a horrible way. And that's more like what this movie did, is that it made a point in like a gratuitous, over the top, bad way. So you can do like, you can like talk about how bad it is to do like a bad thing, but when you actually just do the bad, it's kind of like this. You know how you can make like an edgy joke, but the edgy joke is supposed to be a joke about people that make edgy jokes, but in the course of you trying to show how bad it is to be edgy by like satirizing an edgy joke, you just do the edgy joke. You know, you just do the racism. Like in the course of you trying to satirize the racism, you go all the way back around on accident and actually just do racism. You know what I mean? You know that, how you can do that? That's kind of like what this movie did. And that's the issue with it, right? And that's the issue like for us. That's the problem. The problem people had with the movie was not the message that it was trying to send. It was how in which it tried to send it. And so this is just like odd. It's a weird way to take this. If you want to explain that, there's a perfectly fine way to explain that. If you actually watch the movie, I didn't, but if you actually watch the movie and you wanted to talk about that issue, and how you appreciated that, it's perfectly fine to do that. I think in France, like most people was able to get that, and the way in which the movie was presented and everything, it like showed that, and people were able to understand that, and so that's why the movie was more highly received in like France where it came out. And they just have like a different type of society and everything. I can't get into like everything that goes on in France. French people cringe, you know. But like for us, it's just like Netflix just presented it as Lamau, kid shaking booty, Lamau, you know, which is far worse. Yeah, cinematography, how it's focused on the sexualization stuff. Yeah, it's like they went so far as to try to like talk about how bad the sexualization of kids is that they just like sexualize kids, which is, I think, personally an issue. You know, this is just, what the hell?
Yeah, it was a pretty good film. Americans are like, this is deplorable. I saw this commentator, Penguin Zero, who I actually like. There's not a lot of good commentators, but he's like, this movie is deplorable. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing. And it's like he didn't even watch the movie. It's just like he only saw the clips that were going to piss him off. Or he just got so triggered by the provocative imagery that he just, deplorable. Come on, man. Like, don't you see the reasons why she's doing what she's doing? People on Twitter are saying, like, these kids need therapy, the jail, cancel this, that. No. Watch it like you're a human. It's so weird that like I have to say that, but that's a genuine fuck. Whatever, man. Stop. Cancel me if you want, yo.
What the fuck? I thought it was supposed to be like a meme video or something. Apparently it's not. I thought at the end he was going to like wrap back around and it's supposed to be like, haha,
this meme
memeing.
is very real.
Apparently it's not. Apparently it's just like what he believed. Okay. This is not uploaded on April 1st. Okay.